Well, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but most important to me are my grandchildren. And I have 5 grandchildren. I have 3 of them that are 3 years old, one that is 4 years old currently, and one that is 9. So they're just give me a reason to get up every day, and they make me happy, and they make me smile all the time. So
That's great.
and I love spending time with them. Let me tell you a little story real quick. When I was 6, my father died, and shortly thereafter, maybe when I was 7 and a half, my mother enrolled me in Milton Hershey School. And I don't know whether you've ever heard of it, but Milton Hershey School is a school in Pennsylvania for kids that are either orphans or only have one parent. And I was a troubled little youngster. I was always in doing ornery stuff and getting in trouble and everything like that. And it was a little bit more for my mom to handle than she could handle. And my brother and I ended up going to Milton Hershey School. And it turns out to be the actual best thing that ever happened to me in my life. It was a turning point in my life, even as young as 7 and 8 years old. Kids are learning lessons and making decisions which will affect them the rest of their lives. And one of the things about the Hershey School, and here again, it was the best school out there, but you went and you lived, and you stayed there year-round. I was able to visit my parents, my mother, and the other family members once a month, 1 weekend a month, and came home for summertime for 30 days, and then around Christmas time. But they taught me a work ethic, but the one thing they did, they taught me a love of reading. And whether we had homework or not, you had to study for an hour, a minimum of an hour, or until you get your homework done. So I could breeze through the homework for whatever reason, and I always had extra time. So they told me to start reading, and that's where I picked up a love of reading. And at first it was like, I don't want to do this. Why do I have to read? I don't want to read. And then it was, all right, I'll read this. And then it was like, what can I read next? And it was, for me, that was the turning point. Reading connects you to everything. I mean, you can't understand other problems in school unless you have a good handle on reading. So for me, reading was the way out, and it was a way to explore and keep my mind occupied and not being with my family. But it was something I really like. I walked in here carrying a book, and I'm halfway through that book, and it's really good, by the way. But we, even here at Lake Hall, we have a little impromptu library. We have people bring books in that they've read, and we store them in one certain area, and we all go in and exchange books, and we read. And so, once you learn to read and love to read, you'll never turn back. It just helps you in everything else that you do the rest of your life.